NYU Shanghai. So our founder, Albert Galbaton, who was the Treasury Secretary to 2 US presidents, wanted to create a university that was founded on principles of equality and access to education for all. In 1831, he created NYU and modeled that university off of the great universities in Europe, in and of the city, so that students could learn and grow beyond the classroom space and be prepared for the world through their education. As an extension of our grounding beliefs, NYU is the first university to offer a seamless global education experience that reflects the world as it is today, a world beyond borders. We have 3 degree-granting campuses in New York, Abu Dhabi, and Shanghai, and 12 other campuses around the world that our students can study. Each of our 3 campuses embody a strong commitment to providing a global education for an increasingly interconnected world. But the journey that our students take to pursue that global education will look slightly different depending on the campus that they choose to study and call home. So it's really important for you to do some research when you're thinking about where you see yourself as a student here. Learning at the New York campus goes beyond the classroom, which is why we embrace our location in the heart of Manhattan's famed Greenwich Village, lined with cobblestone streets, row houses and brownstones, outdoor cafes and bookstores. This neighborhood once served as the home to prominent thinkers and creatives such as Eleanor Roosevelt and members of the Beat generation like Edgar Allan Poe, musicians like Bob Dylan and Jimi Hendrix, and it's now home to thousands of college students. There are about 20,000 undergraduate students that make up NYU in New York. These students on our New York campus choose amongst 10 traditional undergraduate schools and colleges, roughly around 270 different areas of study and over 4,000 courses. Students who apply to the New York campus must apply directly to one of those schools or colleges that make up NYU New York. So that's a kind of a key difference from some of the other campuses. When you're applying to NYU New York, you're looking at specifically one of those schools or colleges that make up the university. Regardless of what you choose to study on this campus, every one of our students will pursue a liberal arts core curriculum, one that allows students to study from a diverse set of topics so that they can make connections and cross connections across subjects and learn more about what they're studying in the classroom and how it can be reflected and enacted in the world and city around them. Our commitment to the liberal arts resonates across the entire university, including our campus at NYU Abu Dhabi, which is where I'm from. So NYU Abu Dhabi was founded in 2010 as a joint venture between the leaders of NYU and the United Arab Emirates. The result of this venture is a world-class educational institution with deep cultural interconnected roots to the UAE. NYU Abu Dhabi is a pioneering institution. It's the first liberal arts institution in the Middle East to be fully integrated into an American university. So really, truly kind of groundbreaking out here. Our campus sits in the capital of the United Arab Emirates in Abu Dhabi, in a city that is also truly a microcosm of the world at large. So about approximately 90% of Abu Dhabi's population is from all over the world, and our campus truly mirrors that cosmopolitanism. You could also see that from the chat right in the beginning, from where all of our students are tuning in from today for this particular session. This cosmopolitanism continues into our campus in Shanghai as well, which is our 3rd degree granting campus, and I'll touch a little bit more about that. And we will circle back to talk a little bit more about Abu Dhabi because I know you have a lot of questions there as well. So NYU Shanghai became the 3rd degree granting campus. It was originally a global academic site back in 2007, but in 2013, we recognized that in order for our students to truly be well-versed as global citizens, that the NYU Shanghai campus needed to be more than just a global site. It needed to be a study away center for our students here as well. So China is an increasingly active player on the world stage, economically, linguistically, politically, and culturally. And establishing a degree-granting campus enables our students to graduate as emerging authorities on China, in addition to whatever field they are studying in. NYU Shanghai is environment geared for individual growth towards becoming a global citizen, with connections that extend throughout China and across the world. This cross-cultural understanding and development is nurtured in several ways at our NYU Shanghai campus. Around 50% of the students on this campus are Chinese nationals who have attended high schools throughout all provinces of China. About 50% of the students on the other half are international students coming from all around the world as well. Typically around 70 different countries are part of that student body from that international component. Mandarin Chinese, one of the world's most widely spoken languages, is embedded within the core curriculum at NYU Shanghai. So all students who graduate from this campus will be proficient in speaking conversational Mandarin, even if they have no prior experience in that language. So I think that's really cool that as an NYU Shanghai student, once you graduate, you will be well-versed and proficient in conversational Mandarin, which is an incredible skill. NYU Shanghai has a dual identity, both as an American and a Chinese university. So when students graduate from NYU Shanghai, they're actually earning 2 degrees. You'll receive your bachelor's from NYU and a second degree from NYU Shanghai, which is a Chinese diploma certified by the Chinese Ministry of Education, which is going to open up career opportunities for those students to work immediately in China once they graduate, as well as around the world. This campus is located in the Pudong district, which is the heart of the financial district of Shanghai, China's largest city. And our students, like our students in New York and Abu Dhabi, in Shanghai, they're really encouraged to use that urban environment as part of their campus and environmental educational learning experience. Each international student at NYU Shanghai has the chance to live with a Chinese roommate. So you will be paired automatically with a Chinese roommate, and you're going to explore internships and learn immediately once you're living in that state. In turn, our Chinese students on this campus have the opportunity to learn from the diverse backgrounds of, and learn from the perspectives of their international peers and college roommates right from the get-go. So no matter where you are, whether you're at New York, Abu Dhabi, or Shanghai, you are an NYU student. So today, the rapid movement of people, ideas, goods, etc., is erasing barriers that previously prevented a free exchange of knowledge and ideas. What we're really striving to do here is to promote an educational environment that matches this new, diverse, dynamic, and interconnected world. These 3 degree granting campuses serve as the anchors to our global academic network. We consider ourselves the global network university. So NYU has truly redefined the idea of study abroad, which is informed by our unique belief that boundaries are imaginary, an idea that builds on our founding principles. We believe in order to be successful, you need to be fluid and fluent across cultures and other countries. So regardless of the campus that our students call home, every NYU student has the ability to move through what we call our global network to obtain this truly global education. This network consists of 12 centers across the world at NYU that NYU operates both academic and residential facilities. So no matter where you are at any of these sites, you have the 3 degree granting campuses kind of in the gold, the colors here, and the white cities represent all of the global sites that you can study away in. And no matter where you choose to study, you're stepping into one of the most diverse classroom environments in higher education. And we want this to be a seamless experience for you all. NYU is consistently ranked #1 for the number of international students that we are enrolling and the number of students that we are sending abroad. The cities and communities in our global network act as a backdrop for what is being taught in the classroom. So instead of simply studying a comparative literature course, you can take colonialism and the rise of modern African literature in Accra, Ghana. You can, instead of just taking a finance class, you can imagine yourself being in Buenos Aires and taking a money and banking in Argentina course. Instead of just taking a music theory class, envision yourself walking around Florence and studying Italian opera and the music of theory courses that we offer there. So regardless of where our students choose to study across the network, they will be integrated into the university again in this seamless way. At all of these sites on 6 different continents, the language of instruction is always going to be in English. Your financial aid award travels with you no matter where you are studying or which university is your home base. Your devices, which I think this is the best part, one of the best parts, your devices, your smartphones are going to automatically connect to the Wi-Fi as soon as you step onto that campus, and your IDs are going to work at any of these locations. So you don't have to worry about fudging with IT or trying to figure things out on your own. It's an automatic as soon as you're on the NYU space at any of these locations, your devices are going to automatically connect. Abu Dhabi students studying in New York or Shanghai have the potential to earn a minor from one of these campuses as well. And students from either of these campuses can earn a minor in Abu Dhabi if they choose to study at our campus here. So we've mentioned we have a strong commitment to providing a global education for an increasingly interconnected world, and a seamless global network as one of the ways that we can uphold this. Another is through a single application process across the degree granting campuses. So as a way to deliver the most relevant and important information to you that's helpful, we'd like to learn a little bit more about you once again. So if you could go ahead and use the chat function, if you could let us know, where are you in your college admissions and application process? You know, I know we have folks tuning in from all around the world and in different areas, but have you started looking at the Common App? Maybe you have an older brother or sister that's gone through this. Maybe you know a little bit about it. Maybe you're completely new. You have no idea what to expect. So if you could just share some of your answers in the chat function about where you are in the college admissions and application process. Hold for a couple more seconds. Get you guys to start thinking. New student, not started just yet. That's absolutely fine. We are in a little bit of a weird part of the year. Our application process opens up in August. So maybe you're just starting to think about where you want to apply. Maybe you have no idea even how to apply to a U.S. institution. Deciding on early decision, early action, and regular schools. Okay, fantastic. Love hearing that. Going into grade 12, still exploring. About to apply to this institution in autumn. Great, I love that. All right, I will go ahead and move on to the next slide here. Oop. Which these are actually a little bit out of order. We are going to go here, and we'll have to revert back to some of these. So we will talk about what it means, how to apply to the university. So NYU is dedicated to removing obstacles to a world-class education. So one of the first things that we want to speak to is the admissions and financial aid process for applying to the university. So with an education without boundaries, you can express interest in 1, 2, or all 3 of our degree granting campuses. We are a complex university with many options, so please be sure to do your research about completing the application and understanding all of your options. Again, all 3 of our degree granting campuses have a little bit of a different flavor, vibe, and energy to them. I will talk a little bit more about that, but you want to make sure that you are doing your research about where you see yourself as the best fit in terms of environment, location, and even the size of the institution. So NYU New York has 20,000 undergraduate students. NYU Abu Dhabi and NYU Shanghai were quite a bit smaller. We both hover around 2,000 undergraduate students, and we all offer different majors and courses that that are of academic interest to students. So making sure that you look at all of those. But again, you can apply to 1, 2, or all 3 of us at the same exact time. To be eligible for the admissions to any of the universities, every applicant needs to submit the Common App. That's the most important. It's the only way to apply to the university. Your Common App application school report, this is provided by the school. It's in kind of a profile of what your school offers, extracurricular activities, the different types of curriculums that you might offer at the school. So we'll need that. Your high school transcripts and academic records, including any exams that are a part of your curriculum in order to graduate. So for some schools, you have to take a national exam in order to graduate. For some schools, you might be in an AP curriculum and you're required to take AP exams. Some you might not be. But all of the schools that you've attended from typically from 9th through 12th grade, we will need your high school transcripts for those. We request 1 letter of recommendation. Typically, this is from a teacher, maybe a guidance counselor. We ask that it is typically coming from that school type of environment. English language proficiency exams. So there's an asterisk here. So unless English is your native language, or you've been in a English only taught curriculum for 3 or more years at the time of applying, if you meet either of those 2 requirements, we will not require English language testing. However, if English is not your first language, or you have not been in an English only taught curriculum for 3 or more years, we are going to ask for English language proficiency testing, usually in the form of Duolingo, IELTS, TOEFL, Cambridge English language testing. If you have questions about that, please feel free to reach out to us. Sometimes, it's not always clear. So we are currently not requiring any standardized test scores for students applying for this upcoming year for the fall of 2024. We are test optional again, meaning you aren't required to submit to us the SAT or the ACT. However, if you did take those standardized tests and you knocked it out of the park, you got a 1600 on the SAT, woohoo, way to go. Please feel free to send those to us, but they are not a requirement. That is a decision that you will have to make. For NYU Abu Dhabi, a select group of students will be invited to attend Candidate Weekend. You may have heard of Candidate Weekend before. This is a unique, important chance to get a glimpse of what it's like to live and learn inside of our global community here at NYUAD in the cosmopolitan city of Abu Dhabi. For the past couple of years, because of the pandemic, this has been a virtual event. We expect that it probably will continue to be in a virtual event as well, but you are able still to learn and glean from here Abu Dhabi experiences, what it's like to have engage with other students and learn about student life on campus, academics, campus leadership. You'll have the opportunity as well to engage and ask questions to faculty, staff, and current students, so you get to know a little bit more about life as an NYUAD student. It's important to note that we have 3 deadlines: early decision 1, early decision 2, and regular decision. So again, doing the research about these can help you make a best informed decision for you. So the way that I like to describe early decision, again, we have 2 options for this, is if NYU Abu Dhabi is your dream school, or NYU is your dream school, you know that this is the right school for you. You're crossing your fingers. You hope that you get in. You know that you're going to attend if you're accepted. I would say consider applying early decision. This means it is a binding agreement. It's almost like a contract that if you are accepted in either early decision 1 or early decision 2, you'll actually rescind your applications from other schools that you've applied to, and you are committing to come and attend NYU Abu Dhabi, or NYU Shanghai. If the financial aid is not something that is going to work for you or your family, we can release you from that agreement. But typically early decision means, yes, you are committing to attend the school if you are accepted in. If you are not exactly sure where you want to go, NYU sounds great, but you also have your eyes on some other schools, regular decision is fine. It is not a binding agreement. You get to look at all of the places that you've been admitted to, and then you will go ahead and make your decision in that way. You just want to be, again, very mindful of the deadlines here. So for early decision 1, you have a November 1st deadline. So if you're eager, you have everything that's ready to go by November 1, submit to us. If you need a little bit more time, you have until January 1st for early decision 2. And the last possible date to apply to us is going to be January 5th, and we are pretty hard and strict on that. So just again, making sure that you do the information and the research, and that you're putting your best foot forward and with all of your materials for applying to us by those deadlines. So if I know that this is a lot of information, but there's also a lot of information on our website. So including short example video, explainer videos on how to apply, what we offer in sessions, how to navigate the Common App when you are applying. So if you have further information or further questions about applying or those deadlines, please feel free to reach out to us, and also take a look at those resources that we have available online as well. So we'll talk a little bit now about financing your education. This is always a key kind of area. So while finding a university that aligns with your academic and personal goals and aspirations, finding a university that's obviously very important and key. Finding a university that is a financial match is also truly important as well. So NYU Abu Dhabi recognizes that higher education is a significant investment to families, and we aim to attract the best possible students from around the world, regardless of your financial circumstance. NYU Abu Dhabi provides financial assistance to students who demonstrate financial need based on a very important document called the CSS profile. That's the #1 document that we are looking at for financial aid. So award amounts vary depending on the student's financial need, as determined by the information provided from that CSS profile. You do not want to wait to receive your admissions decision, whether you've been accepted or declined from the university, before applying for financial aid. That is very, very, very key. We do not include loans as a part of our financial aid packages here. So no graduate, no student at NYU Abu Dhabi should be leaving with us with financial aid or with any student debt. Please feel empowered to take take any advantage to the NYU. You should be able to feel empowered to take advantage of the full NYU AD experience. U.S. citizens and permanent residents are not required to submit the FAFSA. So this is really for the U.S. students that are tuning in. You are not required to submit the FAFSA for federal financial aid within the U.S. Abu Dhabi is the only NYU campus, if NYU is the only campus that they're applying to. So again, we are only looking really at that CSS profile. It's going to ask for some family financial contribution information. The counseling team that will be reviewing your applications, we will not look at that document. It is only reviewed by our financial aid. And again, making sure that you have that document into us by these deadlines is really, really, really important. We also, for any students that are Emirati in our audience here as well, our admissions process, it is competitive, but students who come to NYU are stepping into an educational experience like no other. We encourage students to rise above parochial, national, and ideological concerns so that they can help realize their full potential once they are a student here. We do offer for Emirati students this particular scholarship, the Exceptional Emirati Students Scholarship Award. So if you are from an Emirati family, you will need to indicate to us that you are Emirati. You still are required to submit the CSS profile, but we do have a special scholarship that will cover the cost of tuition for those that are able to attend as well. And apologies, I know that we are a little bit out of order here with our slides. So let's see if we can get back to where we are. So as I had mentioned earlier, NYU Abu Dhabi was the first liberal arts college in the Middle East to be fully integrated into American Research University. Of the 1,800 undergraduate students that we have on campus, about 15% are from the United Arab Emirates. Around another 15% are from the United States, which means that the remaining 70% of our students are coming from all over the world, which creates this really academic environment that's rooted in cross-cultural collaboration and communication. Our incredibly diverse student body allows for a constant exchange of ideas and perspectives in one of the most diverse college classrooms that exists in higher education today. Probably one of the main reasons why you are attending here is because you want to be in that global context. Again, we have about 120 different nations or nationalities represented within our student body of about 2,000 students, and over 120 different languages are spoken. So I'll go ask another poll. Which academic discipline are you most interested in? Maybe I know it's a little bit early for all of you, but are you thinking maybe you want to be in political science, maybe psychiatry or psychology? Maybe you're thinking about going into physics or something in the STEM field. So if you could go ahead in the chat and just share with us what the academic area is that you're most interested in studying. Psychology, business, legal studies, computer science, finance, communication, data analysis, chemistry, business, medical science. Okay. Fantastic. Film. Oh, I love it when we have creatives. PhD in computer science. Okay, that's a little bit way down the road. Bioengineering, STEM, music. All right. AI. Unfortunately, we don't have AI just yet. Computer science, law. Great. Fantastic. I love the diversity here. Wonderful. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more then about the academic offerings that we have here. So the bedrock of an NYU, excuse me for a second here, the bedrock of an NYU education and what's common across each of our three campuses, again, as I've mentioned before, is this liberal arts core curriculum. And every NYU Abu Dhabi student will pursue this core in addition to their design major. Desired major. All of our courses, all classes, except for the language programs, are taught in English. So again, having that proficiency in English language is key in order to be successful here. And all of our students will find a great deal of flexibility in navigating their academic options. Every student will choose a major area of study in their second year with a guidance from faculty and staff. These advisors and faculty members will provide students with the opportunity to explore how a choice of major might impact their future and postgraduate career opportunities. In line with the multidisciplinary nature of the core, students will find that some of our majors are equally multidisciplinary, such as our Arab crossroad studies. As mentioned, students will explore our core curriculum, which allows students to sample different academic subjects across a widespread spectrum of options while ensuring that they develop essential intellectual and critical thinking skills, something that we think is really valuable for our students to have once they're graduates. We have modernized the concept of a liberal arts core curriculum by offering a multidisciplinary core. Our core provides foundational studies that allow students to understand how various academic subjects can relate to each other as well as differ from each other. So you're going to learn those right in the classrooms and cross-culturally throughout the different courses that you're taking. This allows our students to analyze how these disciplines play out in real time and all over the world. So for example, our students that are interested in our STEM fields, we offer the Foundations of Sciences, which allows students to study biology, chemistry, computer science, math, and physics alongside one another in each of the 3 levels of the courses that they're going to take. So this interdisciplinary approach fosters a more comprehensive understanding of science and is geared to meet the current demands for scientists with a diverse, well-integrated background. In addition to our fall and spring semester frameworks, which is typical within the American university educational system, we also offer January terms, or more colloquially known as J terms. These are intensive 3-week taught courses taught by renowned scholars and specialists from a variety of different fields. They're taught condensed 3-week classes, either in Abu Dhabi or one of our global sites. So through interdisciplinary core courses in January terms, local and abroad, our academic structure is designed to provide students with an education that is truly experiential. In addition to the major areas of study, students have the opportunity to pursue minors that allow them to gain basic proficiency in fields of interest to them as well. Oftentimes students think of them in kind of 2 different fields. So they either will choose a minor to kind of bolster and support their major, or they might choose a minor one that's just truly of a passion or interest to them. So it could be something not related to their major at all. The choice is up to you. So while minors can be earned with us in Abu Dhabi, our students also have the opportunity to earn them at our campuses in New York or in Shanghai during their study away experiences. Minors differ from our pre-professional pathways. They're designed to supplement or build upon an area of study, while our pre-professional pathways provide academically rigorous introductions at institutions, organizations, and businesses. They provide students with community engagement and experiential learning opportunities, and they're taught by faculty from NYU's graduate and professional schools in New York, and they're typically broken down into these 6 areas. So business and organization, education, leadership and entrepreneur, media, culture, communications, museum and cultural heritage, and then our pre-medical and health studies. Again, these are not majors. It's a separate kind of passed as a supplemental. As one of the most diverse classroom environments in higher education that exists in higher education today, it will come as no surprise that our students often they often speak multiple languages, as again, over 120 different national languages are spoken on our campus. As a result of this, we do not have a language requirement. This is kind of unique to NYU Abu Dhabi. However, if you are interested in majoring in or learning more about one of these languages, we do offer Arabic, Chinese, French, and Spanish for our students to learn. If there's a different language that you're interested in learning, you can work with a faculty advisor or academic advisor or faculty mentor, and we can help kind of guide you in a direction for one of those languages. Our faculty members are highly regarded, and they're thought leaders and often pioneers in their field. So whether they're teaching you a new language or accompanying you in field work in one of your study ways, they place a great priority on maintaining impactful relationships with our students through career mentorship, academic guidance, and research collaboration. Excuse me about that. So I'm going to go ahead and talk a little bit more about what we offer our students on campus here once you are a student and being immersed in our community. Our students are interested in a wide range of activities, and we encourage them to share those experiences with their peers through the development of student interest groups, also known as SIGs on campus. SIGs focus on nearly any area of interest, whether it's academic, cultural, or just for fun. They allow our students to further their interests outside the classroom and engage with communities both on and off campus and build those connections to the world at large. NYU Abu Dhabi students are primarily focused behind the SIGs that they wish to exist on campus. And again, those range from students in our, cultural SIGs, like the Pakistani Students Association. They typically put on like a mock wedding every springtime. We've had coffee club SIGs where students would gather around in coffee shops, talking about the art of roasting coffees and just explore what it means to enjoy a good cup with friends over conversation. We have students that are involved in different types of hackathons. So there are a wide range of different ways to be involved in SIGs on campus. If there is a SIG that you had maybe at your high school that we don't have here, you are very empowered to start that SIG on your own. So there's leadership roles for you to engage in here as well. We also offer, ways for our students to kind of stay fit and healthy. We think that's really important. In order to be successful in the classroom, you kind of have to be successful outside of the classroom, and that definitely means keeping your body in motion here. So we intentionally try to bring and build environments where our students will be comfortable anywhere and successful everywhere. And in order to do this, in a campus as diverse as ours, we have to be deliberate with the ways that our students are willing to engage and step outside of their comfort zones while on campus. So this, this actually begins with Marhaba. You may have heard of Marhaba. This is a week-long student orientation program for our campus, for our students, first-year students, once they begin on campus. We have a variety of different ways for our students to kind of engage in Marhaba with other first years. So this could be with our first-year dialogue that enables our students to start building and bridging and engaging in those cross-cultural conversations about difference right from the very beginning. They'll engage with student mentors on campus. You're going to meet different faculty and resources that we have all within this Marhaba week. So while these bonds are grown through programs and events, they also are forged in daily life, how our students like to live together, dine together, and explore together, both on and off campus. Our 40-acre campus is incredibly residential, home to roughly 1,800 undergraduate students and approximately 150 faculty members. It was intentionally designed to serve as a beacon for the importance of our quality higher education while acting as a gateway to the 7 Emirates in the Middle East for the international students that we bring to our campus. In our residence halls, no students from the same country will be assigned together as roommates. This is so we can begin to facilitate, again, those cross-cultural communication skills right from the get-go. Students can begin to explore what it means to be a true citizen of the world from the moment that they step foot on campus. For the majority of our students who will live in co-educational buildings, housing for students of all genders, those students will only ever have roommates of the same gender. And there are also single gender residence hall options for those as well. So if you want to be in a male only or a female only residential community, we offer that. NYU Abu Dhabi is able to guarantee on-campus housing for all 4 years that our students are with us. We think that this is really important to be able to engage and be a part of the social fabric here. Every building comes equipped with free laundry services, student lounge spaces, and a full kitchen. Alongside our residence halls, students will find a variety of culinary options to suit the diverse community and their diverse student tastes. So our main dining hall offers Western, Asian, Middle Eastern cuisine daily, alongside a taste from home option, which changes daily with a national theme. Beyond the main dining hall, students will find grab-and-go options throughout campus, such as Burro Blanco, which is serving Mexican street-style food and burritos, delicious burritos, at the marketplace. We also have a full convenience store with both food and everyday essentials that students can go and pick things up from there. We also have Main Street options such as Blacksmith Coffee Company, Misk, which is brand new, and a sushi counter right down the road. There are new things that are popping up very soon and quickly around our campus here as well. So to complement our residential facilities, we have gathered some of the most impressive resources for our students that an education can offer. We hold that facilities in some cases are unique not just to Abu Dhabi and to the United Arab Emirates, but to the Middle East at large. They serve to further our students' academic growth while also contributing to groundbreaking research across the globe. So an example of this is our faculty and students have mapped out the genome of the date palm. So the date palm, the date tree, bears great significance to the country's history, from which the dates remain a largely important cultural kind of stone here. Additionally, we are home to an MRI machine, which is the only one in the Gulf region that is solely dedicated to studying brain imaging. So that's unique not only to NYU Abu Dhabi, but to the Gulf region of the Middle East as well. We're also home to an internationally renowned art center, which I think is really, truly amazing here. It contains a 700-seat main stage theater, a recital hall, 2 black box theaters, a film and sound stage, which we've had folks from New York say is better than the ones that they've professionally used and within their career, a recording studio, and so much more. We host artists and performers from all around the world and regularly invite both our communities and our campus to do the same in Abu Dhabi to benefit from these exposure to these professionals. What I think is really cool is oftentimes these folks that are going to do performances here will actually stay a little bit longer, either before or after their performances. And they'll give either workshops, master classes, or lectures one-on-one or in the classroom spaces alongside of our students, so that our students truly are learning from some of the best in the field. Our engineering design studio is also quite popular. This serves as a maker space. It allows our students to innovate and collaborate by using technology to tackle some of the regional and global problems our community is looking to solve. We've had students even make and develop a variety of different projects and put them in competitions where they've won nationally and internationally, whether it's the Wadi Drone or Ecotourism House. Or we even have some students that are working with NASA right now to put some projects up into space. So the engineering design studio really truly is a place for students to be innovative. You have wonderful, very intelligent faculty working alongside of you to make these projects, bring them into fruition. Our campus certainly keeps our students engaged both outside and inside of the classroom space, but our location also affords us an incredible, unique opportunities to expand and your learning opportunities and ways to explore. So we encourage our students to utilize the city and the country they are in as opportunities for growth and learning, as well as just for general recreation. So I'm going to kind of show you where we are on the map. Again, the educational philosophy rooted within our NYU educational system, rooted within the NYU philosophy here is to build a school and have a school without borders. And we want you to be able to learn, this means in the classroom, in your country, wherever you are. But we really want any NYU student to be using their environments alongside with them to learn in the classroom and then bring that and use that out in the city, and then learn what you use from the city or your environment there and bring that back into the classroom space as well. So Abu Dhabi is, again, a vibrant capital of the United Arab Emirates. It's a city that is containing a lot of diversity that's matched both in our classroom here as well. So you can see kind of where the torch is. That's where we are on Saadiyat Island. Saadiyat actually means happiness in Arabic. So you're on Happiness Island, and it's actually the cultural hub of Abu Dhabi. So around us, we were one of the first kind of pillars here on Saadiyat Island. A little over 5 years ago, the Louvre, which is a sister site to the Louvre in Paris, has sprung up. It's about a 10-minute drive away from the university. We are also home to the Abrahamic houses, which is also very cool. It's a Christian church, a mosque, and a Jewish synagogue all in one space, really kind of promoting peace within the Middle East. It's pretty groundbreaking here. They're beautiful places. You can go and worship there. You can study and learn more about them there. The Guggenheim is under construction right now, which is another museum, as well as the Zayed Museum. We'll also have the National History Museum that's under construction as well. So really, Saadiyat Island, where NYU Abu Dhabi is, it's the cultural hub. There's a lot of things to do right within our little island here. Also, right at the helm of our campus, we have a taxi stand and free shuttles that'll take you into downtown or out to Yas Island. Downtown is kind of where the Corniche is. You can also see on the map here, Al Emirat Park. So we offer free shuttles so our students can get off campus and get into the city. We're about 15 minutes away from the heart of downtown, offering shuttles all the time. Students oftentimes will go and walk on the Corniche after class, or on the weekends, you can have karate, you can hang out on the beach. You can see beautiful sunsets there, go roller skating, lots to do on the Corniche. It's kind of a hub for everybody within Abu Dhabi as well. If you go about 15 minutes in the other direction out towards Yas Island, that's the entertainment hub of Abu Dhabi. Students can find the fastest roller coaster in the world out there at Ferrari World. There's plenty of places to go eat, lots of dining, a bunch of malls out there. There's Yas Water World for entertainment if you want to go to a water park. There's Warner Brothers, which is the Warner Brothers studio, a fantastic, another amusement park for our students. And so all of these were really very close to where NYUAD is, again, offering those free shuttles. We also, students, we have a relationship with Cleveland Clinic, which is one of the best medical facilities in the world. So if students need to go for any type of treatment, we offer Cleveland, we have that relationship with Cleveland Clinic as well. Again, about a 15-minute drive away from Abu Dhabi. One other really kind of important fact to note here is that we're about an hour and a half from Dubai. So you truly have two cosmopolitan cities right there at your fingertips, not only for entertainment, but for educational purposes, for internships. We have a great alumni community in Dubai and in Abu Dhabi as well that you have access to. So lots for you to be able to take advantage of as an NYUAD student. So again, we want our students, whether you're at NYU New York, Abu Dhabi, or Shanghai, to be comfortable anywhere and effective anywhere, everywhere, utilizing not only the educational experiences that are being offered to you, but our global network. So our proximity to, so our 3 degree granting campuses are able to stand apart from their strong sense of place as a culture and global hubs, but both Abu Dhabi and Dubai play host to a wide array of companies, organizations, conferences, businesses for students to have access to, developing you and enabling you to be effective anywhere you are in the world, whether that's while you're studying here or as a graduate. In helping our students accomplish these goals, we really encourage you to take advantage of our Career Development Center. I would give that advice to any student, no matter whether you attend NYU or a different university. You want to make sure that you're taking advantage of the career development centers that are offered there. What's really unique about us and our Career Development Center is that as an NYU student, we have a Career Development Center here in Abu Dhabi, as well as in Shanghai and New York, but you're actually able to leverage the Career Development Centers of all 3 of those campuses when you're looking for internships, job opportunities, if you're looking to go on for a master's program or a PhD, if you're looking to go on for a Rhodes Scholar or some type of fellowship, a Fulbright, we have folks dedicated in all of those offices to help you kind of achieve whatever your goals are. So really making sure that you take advantage of those as soon as you're on campus, I think can only serve you best in the long run. So to help our students accomplish their goals, no matter what they are, our Career Development Center offers personalized career, pre-professional, and postgraduate advice with a wide array of different types of programming. We offer workshops and guides for interviewing, resume and cover letter building. We have internships and job fairs and networking events, database of jobs and internships that you can peruse throughout the year, as different types of assessment tools to help provide guidance in identifying which career paths might be best for you, mentor and mentoring networks that allow students to connect with other professionals within their field. Our center is fully connected to the Wasserman Center in New York for career development, and it's an extensive network of different jobs, internships, and opportunities and employer contacts. So you're able to leverage that system as well. We work with students to identify internships both on and off campus in Abu Dhabi, at study away sites, and in their home countries and further afield. So lots of different ways that you can utilize, again, the career development opportunities there. Our students regularly succeed at landing top internships and job placements, but what makes them stand apart from the crowd is that they pursue them not just in Abu Dhabi, New York, or Shanghai, but on a global scale. So I'll list some of the recent opportunities that our students have landed from being an NYU student and capitalizing on the Career Development Center. So Goldman Sachs in London, Abu Dhabi Film Commission in the UAE, Unilever in Casablanca, Barclays in Hong Kong. They've studied at Yale University, Organization for Economic Cooperation Development in Paris, France, Circularity in Auckland, New Zealand, Boston Consulting Group in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, Pacha Films in Lima, Peru, General Motors in Tel Aviv, Google in London, Fauna in Berlin, We've had students go on and work at the LVMH Foundation, how fun, in Beijing, China, monitor Deloitte in Toronto, Canada. So we really, again, you're not being limited to just the country that you are graduating from. Our students truly are going on all over the world and landing top positions at top companies anywhere. And again, you just want to make sure that you're really capitalizing on all of the different opportunities that are available to you in the Career Development Center. So you can see a few statistics demonstrating the incredible success of our students here in obtaining job opportunities, job placement, graduate studies, and more. And while the numbers are impressive, the impact of our students where they go from NYU to Abu Dhabi is quite profound. In addition to these statistics, you can learn more about our students' outcomes from Life Beyond Saadiyat. This is an online publication documenting students' paths after they graduate. So your experience and your story within NYU, it's really up to you. It's about you and what you're going to make of it. I know that was a lot of information. That was really fast. I hope this kind of helps to give you an idea of who we are as NYU and what this place has to offer. So I want to go ahead and turn the remaining time over to you and hear what questions you have from us. We'll kind of turn this into the question and answer portion. If you want to go ahead and put them in the Q&A function, I will do my best to answer these as well. Let's get the Q&A slide up. If you have any other questions, you can feel free to reach out to us here. Okay, we have a question here about, we have a relatively new, it's been online for a couple of years now, our Business Organizations and Societies major. Does this major focus on business in the Middle East, or will students learn about business organizations and societies all over the world? Can I gain experience by doing business in the Middle East? That's a great question. So part of the philosophy for this particular business major is we wanted it to have quite an expansive scope. So yes, you're going to be learning about business organizations in a variety of different societal contexts. It's not going to solely focus on the Middle East, although I'm sure that there are going to be components, or if you wanted to do certain projects within that major that focuses on that, so you can ascertain that knowledge yourself, you can, but it is meant to be a bit expansive. If you go online, we have an undergraduates page with all of the different majors. You can just search business. It'll bring you to the Business Organizations and Societies landing page, and you can really truly do a deep dive there. You'll be able to see the scope of the program, all of the different courses that are within that program, what are the major requirements in order to graduate with it. You can see what some of the other classes are as well, and start to kind of think about which ones might be of most interest to you. You can also see the faculty that are teaching it. So I'd say that's a really good place as a jumping off point to start exploring a little bit more about BOS and if that's going to be the right program for you. But great question. I see we have some other folks that are working on the back end to answer some of these questions. Let me double check the chat and see if there's anything that I've missed here. Great. Thank you so much, Zita. I see in the chat, are there minimum points in the IB in order to apply to NYU Abu Dhabi? Again, this is a great question. We hear it all of the time. NYU, we don't have any minimum grade cutoffs or minimum requirements. So what we typically ask for students is to take the most competitive and rigorous curriculum that's available to you and offered to you in your school and strive to get the highest marks. So for IB students, this is kind of specifically for you. We recognize that that is one of the most competitive curriculums that's available to you out there. We are not really looking at, you need to take 3 higher levels and 3 standard level courses within that. What you want to take the courses that sound interesting to you, that you think you're going to do really well in. For IB in particular, I would say our most competitive students, and I would not say that this is definitely not a hard cutoff. Our most competitive students are earning between a 39 and a 42 on their predicted or their final IB marks. However, we have definitely admitted students that have had lower than that. You just want to make sure that you are really in other parts of your application, really expressing yourself, talking about the impact that you've had within your community, either at your school or in your local community. And that's advice I would really give to any student, just making sure that you're showing us in other parts of your application outside of the academics who you are as a student and how you think that you're going to translate into an NYU Abu Dhabi student here. What are you going to bring to our campus? We're really important. The fabric of our social community and our cross-cultural environment here is really important. How are you going to learn from it? How are you going to enhance it? Those are the types of things that we are looking for and need from our student population. Okay, coming back to the Q&A function here. Is it possible to double major in both math and computer science? We have students that double major all of the time. You just want to make sure that you talk with your faculty mentor and your academic advisor to make sure that that's going to be a good fit for you. I don't see why double majoring in math and computer science would have any issues, but again, that's a very nuanced question that you would need to talk to with your academic advisor. Again, I touch really quickly on this. You will not actually declare your major until your second year. That's really intentional. We want students to come in to explore different academic areas of interest to them, to meet with faculty, to maybe work on different research projects. Oftentimes students come into college thinking, oh, I'm going to be an engineer, and then they start taking some engineering classes and they're like, whoa, this is actually not what I thought it was going to be. They take an interactive media course. They're like, oh, this is actually really cool. It's combining my creative side with my engineering focus. Interactive media actually has more opportunities for things that I'd like to explore or do when I graduate and end up going in a different direction. We have students that come in saying, I'm going to be a lawyer one day, and then end up, taking a social research and public policy course and decide that they can actually have more of an impact that way. So we want you to come in with an open mind in your first year, explore a variety of different academic areas. And then in your second year, that's when you're going to go ahead and declare your major. We have plenty of students that double major, but again, there are so many things that you want to take advantage of. Places to study, Emirates to explore, countries to go to with your friends. So you don't really want to be completely bogged down with just academics. There are a variety of different ways to learn outside of the classroom here as well. All right, I'm graduating IB, but I'm also taking the SAT. Will the admissions counselor consider both? You actually need, that's a great question. If you're graduating IB, we are going to need to see your IB, but whether you, again, we are test optional. So whether you want to submit to us predicted or not, that's a decision that you will have to make. You have to choose one if you are planning to submit testing. You have to determine which one you think is going to illustrate you in the best academic light. But with IB and SAT, we will at least see the first year of your IB scores. If your SAT, if you are unsure of it, you're feeling a little wobbly, I would say you do not need to submit the SAT. It could hurt you if you're on the lower side of it. But again, feel free to ask us, talk to your guidance counselors as well, in making that decision. Would native English speakers waive TOEFL? Yes, if you are a native English speaker, you do not need to submit to us TOEFL or any other English language testing. You just need to mark that off on your application somewhere. What would be the average scores for applicants using the Cambridge A-levels predicted grades? So again, our most competitive student, you have to take a minimum of 3 A-level marks. Our most competitive students are submitting all A stars, but again, we don't have any grade cutoffs. We're looking for well-rounded students. So you just want to make sure that and students that are going to have an impact here as well. So making sure that you're highlighting that in other parts of your application. I know that we are at time. I see that there are a couple other questions that I think that our folks on the back end are answering. If we were not able to answer your question, please, our contact information is up on the slide here. So please feel free to send us an email. Thank you so much for attending. I appreciate all of your time and attention. My name again is Noelle. Reach out to us with any questions, and thank you so much for your time. Have a great day, everyone.